Let's get into last night. Hamilton, loved it. We'll talk a little bit. We'll help you with your waiver wire, but let's get into last night. It was wild, weird place, fun place, spectacular. We love that. We also got great football. Ravens, Tampa, they get a win. Lamar is absolutely terrifying, out of his mind. The story from last night, Derrick Henry, of course, they continue this scary tear that they're on. 5 touchdown passes from Lamar. MVP times 3. Come on. 281 yards. 0.2 points away from a perfect passer rating. 0.2, what? That's crazy. What? Ravens, I mean, they didn't even unleash Derrick Henry until the third quarter, and he had 4 carries, 23 yards, 13 snaps in the first half. Then they just let Lamar, just take a nice little jog here, Derrick, and then let's let our guy, Lamar, do his thing. Derrick had 169 yards on the ground on over 11 yards a pop. Insane, explosive, absolute monster second half. So these two, and I've been saying this, and I got so much grief for it, and everyone can just, they're the best team. They are and I love Mahomes, and I love the Chiefs, and they're still undefeated, and I get it, but this is the most dangerous team. What they're getting better, that's ridiculous at this point. It shouldn't be allowed. They should change the rules. This should not be allowed. Derrick Henry, here he is on his quarterback. He's usually soft-spoken. He was talking about the effort here that he gave on Derrick's runs. Let's take a listen to Derrick on Lamar.
Man, that's unbelievable. Somebody as a quarterback and his caliber to be down selfish, to be blocking downfield, the teammate he is, man, and that's the type of guy that can have a hell of a game and don't even know any stats. All he knows is the guys he threw to and guys he scored. This dude's just incredible, man. Like I said in the interview a couple weeks ago, I think he's the GOAT for sure.
And it was a couple weeks ago that we mentioned that he's one-upping his MVP season from a year ago. Look at the numbers from the last 5 games and how they stack up against the rest of the quarterbacks in the league. It's not close. 5-game win streak. Lamar leads the league in passer rating, passing touchdowns, total touchdowns, rushing yards from the quarterback spot, while ranking 7th in passing yards. And on the entire year, he's averaging a career high in yards per game, completion percentage, yards per attempt. Need I go on? I ask you again, who is stopping this offense? And with that performance, by the way, Mahomes unseated for the first time this year as the fave at the MVP spot. Lamar not only in front, but he's got a nice cush plus 250 situation going on. Mahomes plus about 450. Then Josh Allen and Jared Goff follow. I want to say it's anybody's game, but it's not. I truly ask, who is stopping them? I guess Matthew. We have Devontae Adams on, Brian Branch on, huge show, so let's not waste a lot of time here. But I've asked this question to sort of every week, like, what do they have to do for me to pick them in the game against the Chiefs, like later in the season? You know, like when you're still picking on who's the most dangerous team, the Ravens. Who's most likely to make it to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm still confused on what it's going to take. I don't quite know, but Ravens are the best team in football.
Yeah. They're really playing it, and as you said, the fact that they're still kind of getting better week to week is what's so scary about it. It's like we think we've seen the ceiling, and then they do what they did last night. And if they keep this going and they don't lose the rest of the way, I don't know. Like,
are they the only team? Are they the only team that even are like right now, like why we're playing a season? Like at this point, the things can change. I think there's other contenders, and like Bengals could keep turning it around. I'm not writing the Jets off. Like there's a lot of things that can happen. But as far as like to keep me in this thing as a casual fan, let's say if I'm watching and I'm like, it's just going to be the Chiefs. No, like it might be the Ravens. Like it's them and them alone right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're definitely in that mix. If there's one crack maybe you want to point out, it's the defense hasn't been quite as good this year, especially against the pass. They're 32nd in pass defense so far. So if there's one thing, it's that, but
when your defense isn't great, it's nice to have a nice run game.
Yeah.
That's kind of the elixir for that. So, okay, Hammy, appreciate you. Man, my heart goes out to the Bucs after last night, though. They lose Chris Godwin, who we were just talking about him yesterday and how much we love him on the show. We've got to get him on the show now. He's done for the season. He's got a dislocated ankle. It was a play that happened pretty much the game was over already, so you hate to see it. Mike Evans leaves the game with a hamstring injury, future Hall of Famer. He scored his 100th career touchdown. He's getting an MRI today, wishing them both the best. And Baker and the Bucs, they've been playing so well this year. You got to just hope and wish that this doesn't derail them, wishing them speedy recoveries, of course. Okay, we've got lots to get get to the other game. There were some fireworks. There were a few. Here pops some sparks, a little like one of those snap pops that you throw at people's feet. Kind of in a different way, though, right? Cardinals, they took down the Chargers on a last-second field goal, okay? James Conner puts a performance on for the ages and doing something that we've never seen in our illustrious 100-plus year history of the NFL. It started with this. It was a rare, the double turnover, okay? Conner with the effort, punches the ball loose. Michael Wilson, I mean, just busting his butt to fall on it. Man. It saves Arizona from falling into an early hole, and then after making the defensive play of the game, he pretty much, I don't know, he was the entire Cardinals offense, 101 on the ground, Cards down 1, under 2 to go, and he turns the Kyler Murray check down into a 33-yard gain. Insane. It was insane. He sets up a game-winning field goal and sort of carves out this weird little nook in the tapestry of our great game, okay? With that catch and run, James Conner becomes the first ever player to have 100 rushing, 50 receiving, and a forced fumble in the same game. I love that kind of stuff. Like, put that in Canton. Strange record, but it's sort of fitting for Conner because he's this whatever-it-takes mentality. He's brought that to his career, beating adversity, showing what he can do, criminally underrated. Love James Conner, everything he stands for as a human, what he does on the field. So I'm glad he got a chance to shine in ESPN Plus, can we call it prime time? In kind of prime time last night. And with the win, by the way, the Cardinals have now jumped the Niners into second place in the NFC West. The Niners still favorites over on FanDuel Sportsbook. How about that? Arizona considered a long shot to make the playoffs. I don't know, Gannon squad, they're in the mix though. Tough schedule to start the season. I kind of like this. I think they'll look to get back to 500. They got the Dolphins and what could be, and we'll talk about this more, Tua's return to action. I believe he's set to, hit practice tomorrow.